What if everything you perceive to be real, your job, your relationships, even your memories, is nothing more than a carefully constructed illusion? And what if that illusion is now beginning to crumble? This isn't just a philosophical game. It's a reality that is already impacting your life, from the rising cost of groceries to the increasing polarization of society. The perceived reality, often referred to as the simulation, isn't necessarily a computer program, but the shared set of beliefs, societal structures, and mental programming that shapes our world. Consider it as the operating system that dictates what we believe is possible, what is acceptable, and what is normal. But what happens when that operating system glitches, when the code begins to break down? Evidence suggests we are approaching such a breakdown, with March 2025 looming as a period of heightened instability. However, this isn't a reason for despair. Throughout history, civilizations have risen and fallen, each collapse paving the way for new growth and innovation. Think of the fall of the Roman Empire, a period of immense chaos that ultimately led to the Renaissance. Or consider the end of the Mayan calendar, which, rather than signaling the end of the world, marked the beginning of a new era of consciousness. The collapsing simulation presents both danger and opportunity, and it is important to remember that individual choices are key. Are you merely a passive character in this unfolding drama, or an active participant with the power to shape the outcome? Just as Truman Burbank's awakening in The Truman Show shattered his manufactured reality, your own consciousness and choices can directly influence the trajectory of this simulation. The unraveling we're discussing is not some abstract concept. It manifests as tangible crises playing out on the world stage. Rampant economic instability, escalating social divisions, and the looming threat of environmental catastrophe are all symptoms of a system straining at its seams. These aren't isolated incidents, but interconnected threads revealing a deeper, more systemic collapse. Understanding this connection is the first step toward navigating the turbulent waters ahead and harnessing the potential for positive change that lies within this chaos. Much like black swan events, these crises expose the fragility of the established order and present opportunities to create something new. Grasping the nature of this collapsing simulation necessitates a radical reevaluation of the core assumptions you hold about reality. This means questioning the nature of your identity and the very concept of control. Are you truly in control of your thoughts, your emotions, your life? Or are you simply reacting to pre-programmed scripts and external forces? Like Neo's choice between the red and blue pills in The Matrix, understanding what's coming requires the courage to confront uncomfortable truths and the willingness to challenge deeply ingrained beliefs. Therefore, over the next few minutes, this video will serve as a guide, offering a compass to navigate the impending storm. Our aim isn't to instill fear, but to empower you with the knowledge and tools necessary to not only survive, but thrive during this period of profound transformation. We will introduce the concept of antifragility, demonstrating how systems and individuals can grow stronger in the face of disorder, like Nassim Nicholas Taleb discusses in his book. To begin, let's briefly explore some of the prevailing theories surrounding the nature of our simulation. These range from philosophical arguments that question the very nature of reality to more technologically driven hypotheses that propose we are living in a sophisticated computer program. Take Plato's allegory of the cave, for instance, where prisoners mistake shadows for reality, or Nick Bostrom's simulation argument, which posits that an advanced civilization could create simulations indistinguishable from reality. Do any of these resonate with you more than others? Central to this exploration is understanding the role of consciousness. Is it merely a byproduct of the brain, or is it a fundamental aspect of reality, shaping the world around us in ways we are only beginning to understand? This is crucially important to discuss. Consider the double-slit experiment in quantum physics, where the act of observation appears to influence the behavior of particles. Could this be evidence that consciousness plays a more significant role in shaping reality than previously imagined? Furthermore, this exploration will reveal the subtle yet pervasive programming that shapes our perceptions and limits our potential. Societal institutions, media outlets, and cultural norms often act as filters, dictating what we see, what we believe, and what we consider possible. This translates to the subtle manipulations of advertising that create desires we never knew we had, the echo chambers of social media algorithms that reinforce existing beliefs, or the blatant distortions of political propaganda designed to control public opinion. By recognizing these influences, you can begin to break free from their grip. Finally, to understand the present, it helps to recognize that reality operates on multiple levels simultaneously, and these levels often reflect one another in repeating patterns. This manifests as the fractal nature of reality, where patterns observed on a global scale mirror those playing out in our individual lives. Overcoming the limitations of the simulation mirrors the process of overcoming personal limitations and self-imposed constraints. As we delve deeper, consider these questions. To what extent are you truly in control of your life? Can you control the relentless stream of thoughts that pass through your mind? Can you control the external events that shape your world? And if not, what does that imply about the nature of your reality and your place within it? As we progress, keep in mind that something significant may happen around March 2025, and being aware of such an event is just as important as preparation. While we won't delve into specifics just yet, understanding the potential implications of this period can empower you to navigate the turbulence ahead with greater clarity and resilience. Throughout history, there have been echoes of this collapsing simulation, cycles of destruction and renewal that offer valuable insights into our present situation. The story of Atlantis, a technologically advanced civilization that supposedly met a cataclysmic end, serves as a cautionary tale. By examining these past events and mythological narratives, we can glean valuable lessons about the nature of collapse, the importance of resilience, and the enduring power of the human spirit. And so, in what follows, we will equip you with practical tools and strategies for navigating this collapsing simulation. From cultivating mindfulness and meditation practices to building strong, supportive communities and reclaiming your innate personal power. These are not mere coping mechanisms, but active steps you can take to create a more resilient, meaningful, and fulfilling life, regardless of what the future holds. Now, let's pull back the curtain and examine the gears and levers that keep this simulation running. Think of the societal institutions you interact with daily: education, media, government. These aren't neutral entities. They are active participants in perpetuating a particular version of reality. Take standardized testing in schools, for example. While seemingly objective, these tests subtly prioritize rote memorization and conformity over creativity and critical thinking, shaping young minds to fit within predefined boxes. Or consider the news. The way a story is framed can drastically alter public perception, regardless of the underlying facts. A protest can be portrayed as either a legitimate expression of dissent or a violent disruption of order, depending on the narrative the media chooses to construct. Narratives, and especially counter-narratives, are actively manufactured in the simulation to maintain the status quo. The very concept of a simulation isn't new. Throughout history, philosophers and spiritual traditions have grappled with the nature of reality, questioning whether what we perceive is truly what exists. Plato's allegory of the cave, where prisoners mistake shadows for reality, is an ancient example of this line of inquiry. Descartes, in his evil demon thought experiment, imagined a powerful deceiver capable of distorting all sensory experience. In Hinduism, the concept of Maya describes the world as an illusion, a veil that obscures the true nature of reality. Which of these resonates with you most deeply? They all offer valuable lenses through which to examine the nature of our own perceived reality. Who or what are the forces maintaining this illusion. While some point to a conscious cabal of elites manipulating events from behind the scenes, it's essential to consider broader, more systemic factors at play. It's vital to emphasize consent in these matters. Every individual has immense power, and that power is surrendered when we unconsciously allow outside forces to make decisions for us. The architects of the simulation may be less a group of shadowy figures, and more the collective, often unconscious, choices of humanity itself. But if this is a simulation, are there glitches? Instances where the code falters and reveals the artificiality of the system. Consider the phenomenon of déjà vu, that unsettling feeling that you've experienced something before, even though you know you haven't. Or synchronicities, those seemingly meaningful coincidences that defy logical explanation. And what about the Mandela effect, where large groups of people share the same false memory? Have you experienced similar anomalies? These glitches, while often dismissed as quirks of the mind, could be glimpses beyond the veil, hinting at the constructed nature of reality. The collapse we're discussing is not a singular event, but a multifaceted process encompassing economic instability, social fragmentation, and ecological crises. It's like a complex machine breaking down, with failures occurring in multiple systems simultaneously. Look at the economic landscape. Inflation is eroding purchasing power, debt levels are unsustainable, and traditional markers of financial security seem increasingly precarious. Socially, we're witnessing increasing polarization, with echo chambers reinforcing division and eroding common ground. Ecologically, climate change, resource depletion, and biodiversity loss threaten the very foundation of our survival. These aren't isolated problems. They're interconnected symptoms of a system in distress. And how does this collapsing simulation manifest in your own life? Perhaps you're experiencing increased job insecurity as automation and globalization disrupt traditional industries. Maybe the rising cost of living is straining your finances, forcing you to make difficult choices. Or perhaps political polarization is creating tension in your relationships as you find yourself increasingly divided from those with differing viewpoints. It's in these everyday struggles that the larger collapse becomes tangible and personal. Technology, often hailed as a force for progress, plays a dual role in this drama. Social media, while connecting us to a global network, also creates echo chambers and spreads misinformation. Artificial intelligence promises to automate tasks and solve complex problems, but also raises concerns about job displacement and algorithmic bias. Surveillance technologies, while ostensibly designed to enhance security, can also be used to monitor and control populations. Technology amplifies both the positive and negative aspects of the simulation, accelerating both its potential and its peril. However, this isn't the first time humanity has faced such a period of upheaval. History is replete with cycles of boom and bust, rise and fall. Empires rise to glory, only to crumble under their own weight. Economies experience periods of rapid growth, followed by inevitable recessions. Nature itself operates in cycles, from the changing of seasons to the ebb and flow of tides. This collapse is simply another turn of the wheel, a necessary phase of destruction that paves the way for renewal. It's natural to feel fear and uncertainty when faced with such a prospect. Denial, anger, despair, these are common reactions to the prospect of societal breakdown. Don't dismiss these emotions. Acknowledge them, feel them, but don't let them paralyze you. It's crucial to remember that even in the darkest of times, hope and agency remain. Instead of viewing collapse as an unmitigated disaster, consider it a catalyst for positive transformation. In economics, the concept of creative destruction describes how innovation often arises from the ashes of outdated systems. Post-war Japan, for example, rose from near-total devastation to become an economic powerhouse, embracing new technologies and forging a new national identity. These counterexamples serve as testaments to the resilience of the human spirit and the potential for renewal even in the face of profound adversity. Reframe the collapse, not as an ending, but as an awakening. The breakdown of the simulation can shatter limiting beliefs, expose hidden truths, and ultimately lead to a deeper understanding of reality and your own potential. It is a process that mirrors the spiritual concepts of enlightenment or self-realization, where individuals shed illusions and awaken to their true nature. The power to navigate this period of change and co-create a new reality lies within each of you. This isn't about passively waiting for the storm to pass. It's about actively taking control of your life, your thoughts, and your actions. Let's explore some actionable steps to help you reclaim your self-reliance. The foundation for navigating external chaos lies in cultivating inner resilience. Without a solid bedrock of mental and emotional well-being, you'll be easily swayed by fear and negativity. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, and emotional regulation aren't just feel-good techniques. They're essential tools for maintaining equilibrium in turbulent times. By learning to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, you can create space between stimulus and response, allowing you to react with greater clarity and intention. Furthermore, physical health is inextricably linked to mental and emotional resilience. A healthy body provides the energy and vitality needed to cope with stress and navigate challenges. Healthy eating, regular exercise, and connecting with nature are tangible methods you can use to strengthen your physical foundation. Instead of reaching for processed foods when stressed, try preparing a nutritious meal. Instead of passively scrolling through social media, take a walk in the park and reconnect with the natural world. Consider Nassim Nicholas Taleb's concept of antifragility, the idea that systems can not only withstand stress, but actually benefit from it. Just as muscles grow stronger through resistance, so too can individuals and communities become more resilient by embracing disorder and volatility. We will delve deeper into this game-changing concept in a later segment, but keep in mind that chaos isn't always the enemy. It can be a catalyst for growth. And finally, navigating this shift alone is a recipe for overwhelm and despair. Connecting with like-minded individuals and building supportive communities is essential for shared resources, mutual aid, and collective action. Are you ready to take the next step and explore concrete examples for building your own community? So, let's bring this journey to its apex. What's the primary revelation here? It's not about predicting doom or succumbing to fear. The collapsing simulation is a wake-up call, an invitation to jolt ourselves free from the shackles of limiting beliefs and ingrained societal programming. It's an opportunity to see the world anew, to recognize the immense potential for change that resides within each of us, to understand that the simulation itself isn't a concrete prison, but a metaphor for the self-imposed limitations we've unconsciously accepted as reality. And where does that leave you, the viewer? You're not just a passive observer in this unfolding drama. You're the hero, the protagonist who has faced challenges, sought knowledge, and emerged stronger, wiser, and more resilient. This perceived collapse isn't your downfall, but your final test, the crucible in which you forge a new level of self-discovery and empowerment. Think of Luke Skywalker dismantling the Death Star, or Neo breaking free from the Matrix. You, too, have the power to shatter the illusion and claim your true potential. What's the core understanding we're meant to take away? Even as external circumstances appear chaotic and unpredictable, you retain complete dominion over your internal responses, over the choices you make, and over the meaning you ascribe to your experiences. These choices, seemingly small in isolation, ripple outward, shaping not only your individual reality, but also contributing to the ever-evolving collective consciousness. Remember, you are not a leaf blown about by the winds of fate. You are the wind itself, capable of influencing the course of events. And that brings us to the ultimate perspective transformation. No longer are you a victim ensnared within the confines of the simulation, but a co-creator, an active participant in the ongoing creation of reality. By understanding this inherent power, you move beyond mere adaptation to actively building a more positive, fulfilling, and meaningful future, a future where you are the author of your own destiny. Now, let's zoom out and connect your individual journey to the grand tapestry of global transformation. Your awakening, your personal liberation, is inextricably linked to a larger movement, a collective shift towards a more conscious and compassionate world. As more individuals awaken to their true potential, the simulation itself will continue to morph, evolve, and ultimately reflect the values of those who inhabit it. A world built on collaboration, empathy, and shared well-being. The collapsing simulation isn't an anomaly, but an integral part of a natural cycle of growth and evolution, a principle that applies both to individuals and to society as a whole. Think of the caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, a necessary stage of apparent destruction, of dissolving into seemingly chaotic goo before the emergence of something new, something beautiful, and something capable of soaring to new heights. How can this newfound understanding reshape the very fabric of our society, our relationships, and our careers? Now is the time to question conventional norms, to challenge outdated systems, and to forge new pathways based on principles of collaboration, sustainability, and shared well-being. Reimagine your relationships as partnerships of mutual support and growth. Reimagine your career as a vehicle for positive impact. Reimagine your community as a vibrant ecosystem of interconnected individuals working towards a common goal. And as you navigate this uncharted territory, embrace the uncertainty with courage and resilience. Know that you possess the inner resources, the unwavering spirit, and the supportive networks to overcome any challenge that arises. Let the stories of those who have thrived in the face of adversity, the activists, the innovators, the healers, the artists, inspire you to step boldly into the unknown. So, let's address the elephant in the room, the March 2025 date that has been circulating as a potential inflection point. Rather than fixating on a specific timeline or succumbing to predictive anxieties, reframe this date or any similar future marker as a catalyst for accelerating your personal and collective transformation. Let it serve as a potent reminder to be present, to be proactive, and to be deeply connected to your core values. Remember the fractal reflection we discussed earlier. The patterns observed on a global scale, the economic instability, the social division, the ecological crises are mirrored in your individual life. Your financial struggles, your relationship conflicts, your personal anxieties, these are all reflections of the larger collapse playing out on a smaller scale. By addressing these patterns within yourself, by healing your own wounds, you contribute to the healing of the world. And finally, let's acknowledge the illusion of control. While you may not be able to dictate external events, you possess the power to choose your responses, to create meaning in the face of uncertainty, and to cultivate inner peace amidst the storm. Embrace the wisdom of the Serenity Prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Release the tension of fear and powerlessness by embracing hope, connection, and decisive action. See the potential for positive change that lies within this collapse. Connect with like-minded individuals who share your vision and take concrete steps, no matter how small, towards creating a better future. So, what kind of world do you want to create? Envision it with clarity, with passion, and with unwavering conviction. Explore new possibilities, challenge conventional limitations, and dare to dream of a world that is more just, more equitable, more sustainable, and more aligned with the highest aspirations of humanity. Understanding the collapsing simulation opens up vast new avenues for exploration. The nature of consciousness, the potential of technology, and the very future of humanity itself. Continue to research, continue to question, and continue to seek deeper understanding. Share your insights, your experiences, and your burning questions in the community forum or in the comments section. Seek out resources for further learning, whether they be books, websites, courses, or mentors. Remember, the collapsing simulation is not the end, but the beginning of a larger journey, a journey of self-discovery, collective evolution, and the exploration of infinite possibilities. Beyond the perceived limitations of the simulation lies a vast and unexplored realm of potential, inviting you to continue questioning, continue exploring, and continue creating a more fulfilling and meaningful